It's the Defiant Ones here at Washington Hall, and right now we got Kevin Jet Knight back in the building.
Yes, sir. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you, man. It's the second time we've had some time to sit down with you, man, and it's a special night because you were crowned as the new gold standard. How did that feel, man? Sharing the ring with, first off, Shelton Benjamin, who's a legend, and then him giving you that stamp of approval. Tell me what you were thinking in that moment, man.
It's all the validation that I need to get that type of approval from a legend like that. He's been in the game. He's seen everything. Yeah. He came in with Brock Lesnar, the Ruthless Aggression era, the Money in the Bank matches, the stuff he did over in Japan, his recent comeback with the Hurt Business and everything. So it's amazing to somebody that's done so much, see so much in me. And I hold that title in high regard. So the new gold standard.
There we go. We got to get some gold boots, maybe. Silver. We got to get some gold.
We're gonna play around with the colors. We're gonna play around with the colors.
Nice, man. So you've been busy, dude. We were just talking off mic here, and you were saying that for the next month you're gonna be busy as hell. You're flying over to Japan for a month.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're splitting your schedule. How long do you spend in Japan, like in a given year?
Man, it depends. Last year I was over there maybe a total of 2 months, 3 months. Yeah. And this year, it'll probably be a total again of 2 months, 3 months. Just within the whole year. So, go over there for a week, come back for a month, go over there for 2 weeks, come back for a week, do a month, the Super Juniors, do Dominion or something, then, let the heavyweights do the G1, then come back in a couple months. So it's a back and forth schedule. Man. Yeah, it's dope.
I'm going on vacation. I'm not a wrestler, but I'm going on vacation in Japan. Okay. Going to Osaka and Tokyo. Put me on. What do I got to do?
What do you like? What do you like to get into? You a nightlife person?
I like some nightlife, yeah. But what food? What are some spots that I got to hit up?
Man, you can't go wrong. I got to send you a list of restaurants. I think I haven't written down. But
we're gonna stay in Shinjuku.
Shinjuku. You in the Tokyo area? So any ramen spot. I'm a big fan of Indian food, and the Indian food out there is top tier. Nice. Top tier. Japan has everything you're looking for. Mexican food. Indian food.
You got Mexican food out there?
Yes.
And really good?
Really authentic. No lie. Teton, one of the luchadors we be on tour with, he knows all the places, so he puts us on all the spots. But I'm big on ramen. You can even go to Lawson, 7-Eleven, 3 a.m.
I've heard 7-Eleven there is amazing.
Yeah, they got full-on meals, bento boxes, ramen things. Like, you can really eat good just from the convenience store. Okay. So you can't go wrong.
That's awesome, man.
Food spots, man, the nightlife is crazy. Don't get scammed, though. Okay. Don't watch out for the scam.
They'll see the white American guy, and they'll be like, all right, we're going to scam this guy.
Easy pickings.
You get recognized going out, like, as a New Japan wrestler? You're pretty big time?
A few times I have, and it surprised me. It's caught me off guard. Yeah. So every time I'm out there, I'm like, all right, I got to be on my P's and Q's. Anytime I'm outside, you know what I mean? I'll walk through Harajuku, get some shopping done. Sure. I love the Japanese fashion. So I don't know if you into that, but
I want to get some of those Onitsuka Tiger shoes. Those are awesome, dude.
You talking about the high platforms?
The Asics, the Japanese Asics. Okay. Those are cool shoes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure you can find that out there. Yeah.
Where do you go shopping? Like streetwear?
Streetwear. Okay. I get a lot of shoes out there. I met a guy actually out there. He's a New Japan fan. So he hooks me up with some good kicks out there every time I'm out there. So shout out to Yones. I'll hook you up with my boy too. Okay. He's dope.
So you got to break it down. Is the sponsor thing still, like, do they bring you out to meals and stuff and pay for your meals? It's got to be kind of nice.
It's very much a thing. It's so different from in America. After a show, we go on Uber Eats. Yeah. All you got is IHOP. If you want to South, you got Waffle House and everything. You just got to eat whatever for after a show. But out there in Japan, they got sponsors. Here or there, if they like you, they'll hit you up and be like, yo, come spend some time, get some drinks. Yakiniku. Man, the yakiniku out there is crazy. So really, yes, the sponsors out there are very, very cool.
There's the infamous clip of the Bullet Club chopping the sponsors. The sponsors take their shirt off and they're like, getting drunk and chopping the sponsors. Man, it looks like fun, man. It's wild.
Look, if that's your type of fun, if you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it.
You ever had a fan ask you to chop them for money or something?
For me personally, no. Okay. I don't think they see me as like a
chopper guy.
Yeah, a chopper guy. So maybe they see me as a cool guy or like
drop kick you for money.
I would drop kick them for money.
All right.
That most definitely. I would tell them put their hand up. You know what I'm saying?
I know that might be a lawsuit, dude.
No lie.
Man. So okay. So you live now in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
So coming back to Washington State, are there any staples you got to hit up? Like you got to go to a restaurant, or like is it just remind you at home?
Man, it's so much in Washington. Actually, I wish I was out here for a few days or actually in the winter, because I love you guys' nature scene.
Oh yeah.
We don't have that in Atlanta. We have a few mountains, but it's not like nothing like Seattle.
Sure.
Go snowboarding, go to Vancouver, hit up Whistler. You know what I mean? I'm an adventurous type of guy, so I like to hiking.
Yeah.
I just got into hiking after I left Seattle. I'm like, this is the perfect place to hike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But food places, I love the Thai food out here.
Okay.
The Thai food is top tier. Top tier. So.
And teriyaki chicken isn't something that's really outside of Washington. It's like such a Seattle thing, is just the teriyaki chicken.
Right.
I've heard that you can't really get Seattle style teriyaki chicken outside of Seattle.
Nah, now that I'm thinking about it, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Seattle style teriyaki chicken. And there's another place on MLK called Fats.
Chicken and waffles?
Yeah.
That place is amazing.
Man, what? I need to see their hours, see if I can hit them before I go.
Yes. So something we were also talking about is you're a musician now. You play guitar.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about like what inspired you and to pick up a guitar.
Man, I got into rock music through video games as a kid. Like Madden 04, 06, hearing the whatever Green Day on there. And then Guitar Hero came out. I went to a friend's house and was like, yo, this is amazing. So I had to get my own. And Beastie Boys stood out to me. Rage Against the Machine stood out to me. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Tom Morello is probably like my biggest inspiration. He can make the guitar sound like everything but a guitar. So I thought that was so cool. Yeah. So I think the next year after that, my uncle got me a guitar. I tried to do all the cool effects and it didn't work. So I didn't have a teacher at the time. So I stopped playing at that point. And then I found a teacher when I lived in LA. And actually started giving me lessons and learning the chords and knowing how to hear it by ear and just playing it and everything. So it's like, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Like, it's really a sport. You really got to focus on everything you're doing. So it's an amazing.
So Shelton Benjamin plays the bass.
Right.
We got Brody King on vocals.
Okay.
It's going to be a little hardcore metal style, but we need a drummer. So if there's any wrestlers who are drummers who are looking to do the all-star rock band of wrestling, rock and roll, you hit them up.
Please DM me.
Need a drummer. Keyboard player?
Yes, keyboard. We need somebody, a backup singer, tambourine, anything. So we need that. If you produce, engineer.
I can record it, man. We got the studio here. So have you been to any live rock shows?
Live rock shows? I've been to a couple festivals, and I pulled up to some bars that have live music. You know what I mean? And I love live music, just hearing the guitar. Every time I go to Austin, I go to 6th Street.
Nice. And
they always have good live music. They got somebody playing some Jimi Hendrix, somebody playing some whatever else they're playing. Yeah. And it's so cool to hear in person. Like, I really love the craft of music. So it'll be cool to dip my toes into it. You know what I mean?
So, since, we saw you as a young wrestling trainee here in Seattle, kind of DEFY, born out of this scene. What have you've obviously been partners with Kushida. Tell us a few things, the most important things you've learned along your wrestling journey so far.
The biggest thing I've learned is everybody's journey is different. Everybody's story is different, and you need to embrace yourself and know who you are internally. And the more you know yourself, the more life experiences that you have, the easier it is to go out there and perform and just be confident in your movements. And just how you go about things, putting together a match, making connections backstage. Yeah. The more comfortable you feel just how you are, the easier it is. It makes everything else so much easier. A lot of people like to focus on I want to do this move. I want to do da-da-da-da-da. But if you literally just focus on who you are as a person, it'll make everything 10 times easier. So that's what I've learned.
That's awesome, man.
Right.
As a wrestler who, you're constantly wrestling, you're constantly out on the road, you're flying everywhere. Do you still keep up to, train? Do you do training? Or is that something,
That's a big thing I do. I try to, any city I'm in, I try to hit up, if I know somebody in the city, if they got a ring, I hit them up. When I'm in Georgia, I'll go to the Nightmare Factory a few times, or I go to an open ring. I went to New York for a show. I stayed for a week to train with Amazing Red.
Cool.
I wish I had more time out here to stay at the Buddy Wayne Academy.
Yeah.
When I'm in LA, man, I go to the dojo. So I have people, you know, I'm legit. So, you know, every city, I know some people. So we only make something happen. But training is, gotta stay on point.
Okay.
Gotta stay on point.
So you shared the ring tonight with Shelton Benjamin. That's going to date this interview, but you wrestled Shelton Benjamin tonight.
Yes, sir.
Who's someone, and it could be any company, WWE, AEW, Japan, anywhere, that you would love to share the ring with?
Man, honestly, I want to flip the question. Who want to share the ring with the Jet? Who want to get in the ring with me? I don't have a necessary list of dream matches. I just want to go in there and do what I do. You know what I mean? And me and Shelton Benjamin had great chemistry tonight. You know, I didn't come out with the win. But anybody that want to step in the ring with the Jet, man, I just want to see how we compare, if they can fly with me or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you think you could ever see yourself living in Japan full time? Or is it a place that you like to go visit, stay for a while? And then...
I've thought about it. Maybe like a month at a time, come back for a month, go back for a month. You know what I mean? Full-time living, I've thought about it. The biggest reason I like Japan is the public transit. You can get anywhere on the trains, a bullet train. You don't have to worry about paying for parking, and it's extremely clean out there. It's extremely clean. And I love the quality of food. Japan is so many pluses, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But living out there is such a culture shock. I'm not gonna lie, the first few times I was in Japan, it was like a lot. Just knowing the mannerisms, the culture. They drive on a different side of the road. I almost got ran over a few times from this way when they're coming from this way. So I would consider it.
Yeah,
I'll consider it.
Okay,
for sure. We'll lay that on the table.
Nice, man. So what's the rest? Obviously, you're going to be in Japan for a year. What's on your next few years, man? What are your goals?
Man,
it seems like you've already reached beyond.
I can only just date back to when I first started wrestling in Washington. Just my goal was just to become a wrestler. Yeah. Then my goal was to do a show. Then my goal was to get my own gear. My goal was to try out for New Japan. I got to New Japan. My goal was to debut for New Japan. I did that. So it's just as I accomplish one thing, it's just whatever's next. And whatever's next is whenever it comes to me, I'll be ready for it. So that's awesome. It's no defined things. I'm just enjoying the journey. That's the biggest thing I say. Enjoying the journey.
You're very familiar with the fact that the DEFY audience here, we call the Defiants.
Yes, sir.
My last question for you, man. What does, in 2024, in September, what does the Defiance mean to you?
The Defiance means, man, they're literally, they see me grow up from being a security guard to having my first match here in 2019. I was gone for maybe 2 years, and I came back as a young lion, a completely different version of me. And then they saw me a year later with Kushida, with my tights. I was still figuring myself out. Now they see me a year later as who I am with against Shelton. So it's like a constant transformation. It's like they're my family that's literally seen me growing up from a kid to who I am now. So every time I come back, I'm just more than thankful, more than grateful.
The metamorphosis of Jet.
The metamorphosis, you can literally see it. So,
yeah, man.
And we're nowhere near the finished final form, so.
That's awesome, man. All right, Jet, Kevin Jet Knight, the Defiant Ones, thank you very much, man. And you're always welcome back at DEFY. I'm sure we'll see you in the future.
Of course.
And best of luck with everything. Have fun in Japan, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, man.
That band started soon.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. It's the Kevin and Kevin podcast.